Okay? So we're going to remove this. And this line we just made represents where our top of our skirt is going to be. Okay? Okay, everybody, now that we have the bodice part of our dress taped on to our muslin, what we're going to do is we're going to start the skirt. And we're going to take this, okay, this rectangle, it is 21 inches by, I don't know, I think this is 12 or 14 inches. This is 12 and a half inches. Basically, what you're going to do is you need to measure about 2 inches to the full part of the hips, and I have 12 inches to the full part of the hips. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to put a pin right here. Okay. And here to see if you can see that. Can you see those pins? Yeah. You can barely see them. Okay. So, anyway. Now, this is the tricky part. What you're going to do is you're going to take this rectangle. The grain is going up and down here. The side that really matters is this side. You're going to start over here, and you're going to take, actually, well, yeah, we can start over here. You're going to start over here, and you're going to take about roughly 2 inches down. Where that line is, that the top of the skirt is, we're going to place a pin right at the seam here. And I'm going to turn it around so you can see. Place a pin here. So that this is like right along the seam. Got the edge. Got about 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch on the edge. Then at the waist, where the waist contour is, and we're going to follow all the way along down to the edge of the fabric where it ends around the fullness of the hips, right there. Now, we're going to turn this around. We're going to make sure that on the other side, we stay above 2 inches all the way around to the side right here. What we want to do is make sure that the bottom reaches all the way around and is nice and tight, because that's going to blend into our skirt. And wherever it ends, I have about 2.5 to 3 inches left. I'm going to pin that at the bottom at the side seam. And the top, I want to pin it in the middle, right here. I'm going to pin it in the middle here at the bottom. And I'm going to turn this to the side. And I'm just going to run straight up. Making sure I'm just going straight up. I'm not creating an angle. About 3 inches in. 3 inches in from the head to the waist, pinning at the side seam. I hope that's the side seam. And then 2 inches above that line. I got about 2 inches above there. So I'm going to pin there on the side seam. And when you're done, what you should have is a little bit of slack here. a lot bit of slack in the front. Okay. What you're gonna do is you're gonna just take your hands and smooth up, and whatever you can get smooth before it starts to ruffle, right at that line where the top, the waist is, the top of the waist is, we're gonna pin right there. Okay, and you're gonna have a little puckering, but that's okay. Then on this side, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna go all the way to the side and make sure that we're kind of directly up under this breast, right up under this teardrop pucker. So I'm gonna smooth this around, smooth this up. Now it could be wrinkles over here, it could be some pulling over here, it doesn't matter, but we just need for this line to go all the way across here, right here, and should end up with this extra right here. Okay, now once you have that extra right there, you have these 2 points right here. You've created the part where you're going to gather. Now, it really doesn't matter how you gather. You can gather with pleats. If you want to, once you go to the sewing machine, you can actually gather it with a piece of elastic. But I'm just going to fold it together right now into like some scrunchy little pleats and pin it right along that top line, and we're going to inspect it right now. But basically, yeah, that's gonna be your front, and it's supposed to look like this is gonna become a seam line right here, but it's supposed to look like when we're done, this fabric is tugging at this fabric right above it. So you want to make sure this gathering area is directly up under here. Okay, our side seams. So from that that first pin all the way straight down to our last pin, you're gonna mark along. You should be able to see. I can see through my line. Okay, here's the side seam. And then we're gonna mark from this pin to this pin along that line there. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna put a big marking right here to let me know where to start gathering. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just tracing this line that I can see through my muslin right all the way around to this end, and then of course we know that this is the edge, but I'm still going to just trace that straight down. Okay, now in between these two right here, I'm going to gather. So I'm just going to go, you know, across here. It's going to make like a kind of like a staggered line. Now